Hello, and welcome to Night Call. This is a new game that came up on the Xbox Game Pass a few days ago. It is also available for a normal purchase if that is what you'd wish. But we are going to play it today. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. A little... Ooh, multiple save slots. Thank you. No idea what this game's about, by the way. None whatsoever. Choose the investigation. What? What? Judge, the Angel of Death, the Sandman. Surprise investigation. Maybe I should have looked into what this game is about. Alright, well, let's... I don't know if it's left to right or right to left, but we'll start here. The judge. The victims all have something in common and the motive seems clear. But which suspect could have done it? Balanced case. Perfect for a first run. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, let's do the judge. This looks interesting. Story balanced hard. Oh, man. Oh, man. Money will be tighter. The investigation will be harder to solve. Every action will cost more time for more challenging experience. The way Night Call was designed... Money will be easy to get by. The investigation will be easier. Every action will take less time for a chiller experience. Well, let's do a balance the way the game's meant to be played. What am I getting myself into? What is this game? What is this game? Oh man. By Raw Fury. Developer I know all too well. Oh man. I'm getting chills. This is a police game then, right? Here? Sir. Can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? Yes, speak up. Is this okay with you? Is my voice loud enough? Louder. And now? Is this okay? Yes, thank you. He takes a deep... Oh, my bad. She's very masculine when I'm unconscious. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The word bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma. The word scratches along her throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You are aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver and, in most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose you to put you in an induced... Her voice becomes more distant. Fades. You taste bile in the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Could be a whisper as well, but it's more of a whistle. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It's incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry? Did they catch the judge? No. What about my passenger? Oh, he was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second. A very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible. To ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noises in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need to rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. She's the judge. I'm calling her right now. I don't care. He's the only I don't care he's the only witness. He's... Another female voice joins in. A strong, authoritative voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. Strange feeling washes over you. Not pain. Not fatigue. It's some odd combination of the two. Before being in this hospital room, you never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. Days go by, and a month later, night 1. Oh my god. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache, and it's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. Yeah. He stares at you for a second or two without speaking. Sometimes I wonder what goes on inside your head. You always seem so far away. I'm listening. I'm listening. Okay, okay. Watching you closely. Trying to make out what's going on in your head. You know I'm worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know. I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet. Again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. But I decided to start a cab fleet with the money he left me, to hire the guys from the neighborhood. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air, though none of them are any match for you. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. You want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Yeah, good idea. Right then. Well, first the map. You spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going, then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around you, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem. The other fares, you look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take them. And then you drive. He flashes a quick, mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, we do the numbers and... His voice trails off, as if searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Oh, right, no overtime. We're in France here, and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept for 24 hours. He looks away. Something's been bothering him since he got in the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes, you get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while, as if he's hesitant to speak. Then, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's gonna come back. For you. We? Your colleagues. I do too. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. He gives you a smile, half ironic, half serious. Have a good evening. The sarcasm in his voice is palpable. Right. You have a good evening too. You'll spend the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment, then turn the key in ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. It's back to the night shift, back to life. Despite the attack, despite it all, it's time to get to work. Oh man, okay. Well, it looks like she's the closest, yeah? Alright, let's drive on over. Oh, I can zoom in too. I'm headed to Charles de Gaulle Airport. Distance, fare, accept. Your next passenger is alone and waiting for you on the sidewalk. She gets in the cab and whispers. Hello. She has no handbag or suitcase. Just a small handmade sign with an Indian name printed on it. Oh, she's picking up someone at the airport. Charles de Gaulle. I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry. De Gaulle? Gaulle, I think. I don't know. She's young, with a soft and slight accent. Her face shows no emotion. Her fingers play with the small gold chain around her neck, the only piece of jewelry she has on. You drive, glancing back at her from time to time. Her head seems to be elsewhere. Say nothing. You continue the trip in silence. The young woman stares intently at everything she sees. Sidewalks, street lamps, signs. As if she were counting them. Probably she's trying to read them. She looks at you for the first time since she got in the cab. Something is bothering her. Not quite awake yet? That seems like a neutral thing. She nods her head gently, cracking a tiny smile. It's really early. The first plane comes in. The first planes that come in are the worst. Everyone is exhausted and half asleep. Yes, exactly. And... She sighs. I must confess, I don't really want to go there. A tiny smile lights up her face for a split second before disappearing. Ah, family? My future husband. Well, future... I've never met him. Her accent suddenly becomes stronger. I can't do the accent, guys. I'm so sorry. You have to go with this. You know this habit well. Just before confiding in you, passengers tend to relax into their natural accent. I'm sure he's a great guy, as they say here. Sadness appears in her voice. But I don't know him at all. My parents chose him. It's crazy, isn't it? Are you shocked? Yes. A sad smile washes briefly over her face. It's a tradition, or at least it used to be. My parents are a bit old school, even by the current standards in India. I chose to study here and not in England like my sisters. He flashes a smile. I fell in love with Paris and decided to stay. I almost never go home. Actually, this is home now. Anyway, my parents insist I meet him. He decided to make the trip, saying he had a meeting as a pretext. Try to hold it against them. It's unacceptable. Say nothing. Let her continue. It's understandable from their perspective. I mean, it worked for them, right? You sense something bubbling up. Anger. Before she freezes. Some people refuse to let their emotions out. She slowly regains control of her body. What, day trips would you recommend outside Paris? Nearby? Oh, sorry. Nearby? She nods. Versailles, of course. It's really beautiful. Definitely worth it. Her face lights up. Oh, yes. Perfect. I'm sure he'll like that. Ah, gosh. Or there's Fontainebleau. There's a huge park, very wild if he likes hiking. I don't really know. She smiles shyly. You prefer to say nothing. The airport is not much further. Something about the young woman makes you feel uncomfortable. She looks as if she's about to scream, but is holding it in. Time passes and silence fills the cab. Which terminal? Your question startles her. Terminal C2C, I think. It's supposed to be a nice day out, too. A smile crosses her face. I'm so sorry. Finger twitched. Yes, I hope so. Thank you. You park the car in front of Terminal 2C. Your passenger grabs her sign and exits the cab. She pauses for a second, as if she were about to say something. Then she disappears. It's not my position as a taxi cab driver to interfere. Just give small chit-chat. Give people a vent. Place to vent. Alright, take the profits. Who's next? Oh man, that looks like a book author. Again, I kind of want to go that way. Kind of want to go with who's closer, right? Does it matter? It's sad. There's no way of knowing who you're going to get here. Let's pick up this person. Closer, right? Stick with what's closer. Agnes Bertrand. Back in Boulogne, please. Back to Boulogne? Boulogne? I'm so sorry. I have no idea, guys. It takes you a minute to realize the person who just got into your cab is a woman. You hate it when your brain skips a beat, when you misread a face or a scene, and yet she is in fact a woman with a beard, and a small battered suitcase. Gee, I'm not unhappy to be here. He lets out one of those distinctive sighs, the kind that a traveler gives after a long plane ride, then gives you an address in the suburbs. You start the cab. The road is wide open, no traffic. You glance at your passenger. You got in late? Delayed 4 hours in New Delhi. I thought we'd never leave. I hope it wasn't too rough. She rolls her eyes. Well, you know, that's the way it goes. No lives lost. And to be perfectly honest, after my travels in India, I was ready for a 3-day flight. Have you ever been? You shake your head no. That's too bad. It was... She breaks off, searching for the right word. It was incredible. A real experience. She stops short. I'm sure you hear that all the time from passengers back from there. You smile. No, actually I don't. Really? Most of my passengers find it too dirty or too crowded. They complain about the spicy food, the noise, the smells. He gives a short laugh. True enough. But I don't get it. All those people who would get to countries that are so completely different who come back in shock. Of course a country like India is going to be different. It's an entirely different world with its own communities, language, and customs. No connection to ours whatsoever. You smile. But it was a chance for me to let my beard grow in. She runs a hand through her beard. The gesture is new to her and clearly hard won. What do you think? It takes you a minute to respond. Don't worry. Tell me the truth. I was a bit surprised. You're brave. Why don't you shave it? I like it. Compliment her. You compliment the passenger. I like it. He flinches. You're just saying that not to offend me. No, I swear. It's different. Being different is a good thing. What do you mean? Well, you see, I see lots of people every night, and I only remember a few. Everyone looks the same today. You see the one guy who graduated from business school. You've seen them all. She laughs. So you're going to remember me? Of course I am. Unless you don't want me to, that is. No, not at all. On the contrary. She sighs. It's amazing. The sense of relief. I already feel so much lighter. The sense of lightness is so wonderful. She smiles. You can read the weariness in her eyes. At first, I was supposed to go to India with my ex-husband. We split up 2 years ago. But he was still living in my house, and I just couldn't let him go. He gives an almost impersonal shrug as if to emphasize the irony. Yeah, we always wanted to see India, and we never been able to go. We had the kids, and then there was school, and, well, then anyways. The day we were supposed to leave, he chickened out, and I got on the plane. She spreads her hand with a broad grin. She radiates warmth and good spirits. She'd be the perfect grandmother, warm, slightly eccentric, ready for adventure. 4 weeks. Delhi, Jaipur, Bombay, Goa. I apologize if I'm pronouncing any of those incorrectly. Incredible. Lots of touristy spots, beaches packed with young people. You're always wondering to yourself, what are they doing here? Do their parents know about this? I left without my overnight kit. It was in my ex-husband's suitcase. It's been growing in for 20 years. For 20 years, I've had to shave, to wax, and apply makeup. For 20 years, I've been avoiding long trips, surprises, unforeseen events. Your passenger's voice is bursting with energy. Can't help but smile. And so here I am, growing this very full beard. Anyway, people, they don't give a shit about me except to make fun of me. So I stopped caring. And can't begin to imagine how it feels not having to shave and put on makeup every day. You can see the fatigue in her eyes, the exhaustion. Every single day. My children don't know about my beard. They never have. They never saw it before. Never realized. Are you worried? Am I afraid? Suppose I am, a little. But I'm ready. Ready to take the world by storm. To embrace it and not let go. I used to be so... How can I put it? What's the opposite of selfish? You're at a total loss. Not selfless, not disinterested. I used to be so... out of touch with myself. Physically. Yes, that's it. I was out of touch with my body. Cut off from the real me. He flashes you a smile that instantly fades. Well, it's easy to say that right now with the fatigue of traveling and all. But maybe tomorrow when I see them again. She stops short as to compose herself. Anyway, tomorrow's another day, all in good time. You drive down her street. Your passenger glances out the window anxiously. You pull up to her address, a small suburban house, like 1,000 others, in need of a fresh coat of paint. Everything okay? There's just one more thing I have to do. I have to kick my husband out, once and for all. He pauses. My ex-husband. He grins and hands you the fare. He lets out a long, happy sigh and then adds energetically, good luck to you, and remember, keep that smile on your face. She walks away from the taxi, her small suitcase in hand. You drive away, your spirits renewed. What a beautiful story. That was awesome. I feel good about myself. What do you guys think? Do you think I handled that correctly? The door suddenly opens and a woman gets into the back seat. Having a good night? For a second, you freeze. One of the cops working on the judge's case. Oh, that one. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around and mulled it over, bugged all my fellow cops about it, because I was sure you lied to us. Let her keep going. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm gonna be frank with you. He leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. Stares at you. But not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I think he'd had a crush on you. She smirks. No, I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17. An icy chill filled your gut. And for murder, too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you say, if they get word of your time served. No loan for your permit, no lease for your car. Meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name, with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So, I'll give you info, victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... She makes a gaggy noise. You have to be discreet. Keep it between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I've never done this. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up with a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. He rummages around her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days just to check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She takes on a didactic, paternalistic tone, like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught. Don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like, and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution to my problem. You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. It takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you-know-who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me. She know you dumb time? You shake your head. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag, you covered your tracks well. Yeah, no, don't tell her anything. She acknowledges your silence with a nod. Okay, I think you've got a handle on our little deal. Any problems? I turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it. Your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trail underway? You sigh. You know just what she's trying to get at. Come on, think of it. Your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. No, nothing. Say nothing. He takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court. Ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't botch this case. You got me? And neither can you, right? He ripped open your gut. You saw your own insides. You were in a coma. Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually gonna do what I tell you to do. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, and you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door handle and freezes. Oh, right. And don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. For what it's worth, it was a pleasure not to be interrupted every other minute. You can't imagine how much I miss that at work. She puts her head up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone, obviously. Not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Fucking bitch! You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dried-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit! On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Shit! Shit, shit, shit! Key in the ignition, motor running, radio on, crackles. You turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents and clues for your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. 6 clues discovered, available in your room. Guys, this game is getting good. This game is getting good. Holy crap. Alright. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. You throw the files Bousette gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big corkboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephew. They've been gone since you got out of... Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. Against them. It's like you're building a story about each suspect. Try to understand their motives. Understand how he or she got into the situation. Steps in the hallway. They stop in front of your door, then move away. Sigh and get to work. Oh man. Alright, let's look at this. Picture of crime scene 1. Picture of crime scene 2. Merete? What? Tempest. Whoa, what was that? Okay. Victim 4. Okay, wait, hold on. Why is it not, like, actually showing my stuff? Okay. Ah, here we go. So these are just stuff that I got. Oh, there's no, like... Okay, alright, hold on. Alright. Oh, it highlights... Okay. Right. Well-known lawyer from St. Owen, defender of the drawer case, defenders of several molested kids in poor neighborhoods, was a promising football player when he was 10. Message on crime scene 1 equals justice. What? Oh, message on crime scene 1 was justice. Source, a cop. Okay. What else? Killer's height is... less than 1 meter 80. The European numbers. So they all match the killer's height. So really the killer's height doesn't matter. Like they all match it. They all match the killer's height. So there was a message on the crime scene justice. So it matches him because of that. Okay. This guy, retired cop, joined the police in 1977. Divorced from a judge. Born in French Antilles. Moved to mainland France. Weapon of the killer was a rare gun used in the 70s. And he joined the police in the 70s. Yeah, but that sounds more like... Oh, I guess so. I guess it makes sense then, huh? Kind of violent, death, execution. Killer knew his victims or researched them. Okay, so these are stuff that I don't have. I don't have any direct connections to. Killer left a message in chalk on the first 3 crime scenes. Killer knew the victims or researched them. Death equals execution. What? Victims killed with 1 bullet in the neck. No other signs of violence. Okay. A homeless man with an unknown background briefly worked for Charles Bourgran, who's not up here. The second victim. Oh, the second victim. Okay. In the 90s. Got health issues after Richtoden health scandal. A couple of arrests for breaking and entering. Claudia Campos, medical examiner in Paris, escaped from Argentina when she was young. Lost her parents to the Argentina Junta, the process. Message up on the crime scene 3 equals time is up. Whoa, why does that go? Why is that linked to her? Why is that linked to her? Time is up? Alright, well, we'll put that directly into her since it's linked to her. Oh, this is for them both. Okay. Alright, well, let's make those closer. Message on scene 2. You deserve this. Oh, okay. Dad was a cop, financial affairs, died 2 years ago. Mom got health issues after Richteden health scandal. Gay in a relationship, never disclosed this information at work though. Okay. So they're connected with the you deserve this. Died 2 years, mom got health issues after Richteden health scandal. Got health issues after the Richteden health scandal. So both of them are related to this health scandal thing. Okay. So that's it, huh? There's no other documents? What about those pictures I saw, though? What about those pictures? Oh, man, I can't look at the picture somewhere? Let's see. I. Okay, nope. Huh, okay. Well, I guess let's end our night. With a heavy hand, you wiped your tired face. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It looks awfully empty, and you're sure this is the best. Too soon to say. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. A second later, you're asleep. You open one eye. Find your studio calming. There's something special about living in a garret. Like yours is the last place before the sky starts. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 2. Oh man, I don't need gas just yet. What is this? Your finger is poised in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. You happen upon nighttime news. In a vox pop about the judge, a bystander brings up the fact that the police still have not arrested the homeless man being near the crime scene. You raise an eyebrow at this bit of news. You didn't know that. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so the cab is silent again. See? News, man. News is important. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I saw it for a second, but isn't that the man? That's on our board? What? And then what is this little eye thing? What? I feel like this is the man on our board. It's not letting me like pop him over her face, but it looked like it, right? Oh man. We gonna find out. Hervé Garilieu. Hey pal, can you help me out? Alright, well it looks like it's not him. Okay, never mind. Well, crap. Whoa, bunch of new people. Alright, well can I move up here? I wanna see what this is. No newspaper available. Your fingers poised from the car. Listen on the news. You happen upon nighttime news. In a brief update about the judge affair, the news anchor emphasizes the fact that the first 3 victims were part of a data leak. You vaguely remember the events. 2 years ago, a bunch of criminal records were leaked. Could be helpful in finding your suspect. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so the cab is silent again. Ooh, that is useful. Okay. I also see about our time up here that's being used. Alright, well, let's drive over here. And let's see what we got. There's that lady again from last night. You parked a few streets away from the Argentinian embassy. You wait there for your contact. You sigh. It seems odd to have a contact so excessive. The guy is one of your regulars, poker buddies, a night watchman at the embassy. You get out of your taxi and walk towards a big metal gate. Clean lines, early 20th century. Maybe. Lots of wrought iron. The gate opens and someone moves towards you. They indicate you should follow them. The person's face is hidden by an oversized hoodie. Your heart starts beating faster. What if it was... You walk into a narrow covered passageway. Probably the entrance to the parking garage. The man turns around and lights up a cigarette. The lighter lights up his face for a second. A young man with curly hair, pale skin. He looks young. Very young. That'll be 250 euros. What? You want information on Goro de Chier? I got info on what Goro de Chier, and it'll cost you 250 euros. So what'll it be? Bargain? He raises his hand in front of his chest. His accent becomes stronger. No, it's 250 euros or nothing. If someone learns I fished around, they'll fire me on the spot. Fine. For that price, you hope the intel is good. You pay. Listen up, because I'm not going to say it twice. Goro de Chier is definitely a colonel from the Huanta, one of the few who wasn't arrested and put on trial. He is responsible for torturing dozens of political opponents. He tortured and killed them. You know, we don't like him much here, but the rich Argentinians in Paris love him. They really respect him. Respect him. Is that all? I read in the newspaper that the killer wrote a message in chalk. Time's up. It was a slogan at the end of the Huanta. A sort of watchword from the opponents. It was time for them to go. You get it? You nod. A second later, you're back in your taxi, with a hole in your wallet, but with new information on one of the victims. If you follow this lead, maybe your investigation will move forward. Start the car and get back to your shift. Alright, I really gotta watch my money too. That's why I also need to pick up people. What is this cat? Kitty? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty. What? You pull up the sidewalk and wait for your passenger. Since it looks like a no-show, you get out of the cab and after a minute or two smoke a cigarette. There's not much going on in this small town in the suburbs. There are a few apartments that still have lights on. A sweet scent hangs in the air. Eventually you stub out your cigarette and get back into the car. You jump, startled. A cat has managed to slip into the cab. It's sitting in the back seat, staring at you intently. You sit there for a moment, considering whether or not to shoo it away. But just as you are about to wave your hand, the cat shifts position and a slip of paper falls from its collar. The paper. You pick up the piece of paper and unfold it. A fragment of a map of Paris. The Saint-Lazare train station. You turn your eyes slowly at the cat. He seems to be expecting an answer. Are you going somewhere? The cat tilts its head to the side as if to say yes. You want to go to the Saint-Lazare? The cat tilts its head again. Are you a dog? The cat slowly nods its head no. Your hands clutch the wheel tightly. What the hell is going on? You turn around to face the cat. Okay, fine, I'll take you. You let out a sigh. Okay, fine. Take this cat. You start talking to yourself in low tones as if to balance the conversation. Normal. This is all perfectly normal. Start the cab, but cast a glance at the cat behind you. You're the one who ordered the cab? You start to laugh. A few minutes go by. You try to break the ice. Simple questions are probably best. Everything okay? Neither yes or no. More of a plaintive meow. You're going on vacation? Are you running away from someone? Are you meeting someone? No, that's not it. The cat is staring at you. The conversation seems to bore him. You seem to be well fed. Pretty strange, I must say. Did someone hurt you? A plaintive meow. You sigh. Your owner? Another meow. But longer and deeper, more heartfelt. Oh, I'm sorry. It was more of a meow. You nod your head. What happened? Was it a man? No answer. A woman? Was she mean to you? The cat seems to be uncertain. One for you. She was overly affectionate. The cat let out a string of insistent meow, 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 meow. Touché. That's it. She's too affectionate. And that's why you're running away? The cat is watching you with a steady eye. You're sure you're on the right track. You have to be careful with people like that. They suffocate you before you even know it. You nod your head. But you ran away. I meet lots of people like you. You stop short. But you're just a cat. You roll your eyes. Behind you, the cat lets out a quiet, reassuring meow. Go on. What I mean is, well, I don't even know we are in a cage. We prefer not to think about it. We are never fully aware of it. Look at the cat. I must be crazy. I'm talking to... You point to a light in the distance. That's Saint Lazare. We'll be there soon. A few yards later, stop at the drop-off area in front of the station. First train doesn't leave for another hour. Where are you going? The cat stares at you without making noise. Saint Lazare? You're going to the suburbs of Paris. You wouldn't have needed to come into town. So somewhere in the northwest of France. Normandy? Somewhere by the sea, huh? The cat is looking at you and meows. A sharp sound. Probably yes. A very hungry meow. For the fish, I guess. You check the time on the dashboard. It's time to go to get a real customer. You try not to think about much of the situation you're in, and you hope that no one sees you talking to a cat. I'll just start saying the names of cities, and you meow when I hit the right one. You start listing cities in Normandy. The cat doesn't move a muscle. Cherbourg. The cat looks up. So it's Cherbourg. Getting close to Saint Malo? Still nothing. I got it. Dieuville. A meow of meow. You're smiling too. All of a sudden you're exhausted. Okay, come on, time to say goodbye. You get out of the cab and open the back door. A bill has appeared on the seat next to the cat. Enough for the fare and more. Well, you're full of surprises, aren't you? I won't ask you where it came from. You smile and lean over to pet the cat. It leaps out of the car and darts between your legs. You can just make out the shape of its shape dashing up a flight of stairs and slipping between the bars of a gate. Get back in the car. You look at yourself in the rearview mirror. Your features are heavy with fatigue. Your right eyelid is twitching. As you start the car, you remember you're allergic to cats, but you haven't sneezed once. You pull out of the station. Man, was it like a werecat? Was it a human? It was a werecat. Alright, we're still good on gas. Let's get a real person. This grandma looks real. Let's go pick up grandma. I'm coming, Granny. I'm a-coming home. Carolina Giroux? I need to talk to you. Oh, man. The scent of orange blossoms fills the air as your passenger enters the cab. You smile. She returns your smile. Good evening. There's a raw, emotional warmth in her voice. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And this passenger is no exception. It's pretty cold out tonight, isn't it? You nod. There are passengers like this elderly woman you immediately taken a liking to. I can almost feel the cold air settling around these corners of my mouth. It's a funny feeling, but the one that a nice cup of hot tea can quickly dispel. Smile plays across her lips. Or a cup of hot chocolate, of course. On nights like this, I can't go out on my own anymore. And yet, I have to. He glances over at you. Why do you have to go out? Let's just say I needed to talk to you. I hope you won't get me wrong, but just drive around the block if you will. I know who you are and what you're doing. She's quiet for a minute, either searching for the right words or simply trying to reassure you. I admire what you're doing. The city really needs your help. So does the world. Don't take it the wrong way, but I know you're looking for the killer. I know what he did to you. I know why you're after him. Gives you a warm smile. I'd like to make you an offer. You can either take it or leave it. But I'd like everything I tell you to remain a secret, no matter what happens afterward. What do you say? I'm listening. You see, when my husband died, he left me a building. I converted it, made repairs and renovations. But above all, I gave it a goal, a role, a reason to exist. This hotel, I suppose I could call it a shelter, but that would scare away the people who need it. Some say it's a retreat, but same thing. The word has an unpleasant connotations. I keep calling it a hotel because my guests need to realize they are only passing through, that their real life is out there waiting for them. Her eyes meet yours. There's more to the kind grandmother in the backseat of your cab than meets the eye. A hint of greatness. Are you following me? Yes, I believe so. Good. Well, anyhow, the hotel is reserved for men, women, and couples, for anyone who needs it, really. I use the word reserved, but there aren't any eligibility conditions, none other than my own, that is. We live in a wonderful country, but sometimes it fails to recall its fundamental values. Liberty, fraternity. In my hotel, I take in people who've been chased from their homes from every imaginable reason. Right now, I have a couple of women who are the victims of domestic abuse. A young woman thrown out of her home because she didn't want to have an abortion. 2 couples who were thrown out by homophobic parents. She knits her brow in consternation. Does that give you a better idea? Nod. Great. These people in trouble, I welcome them. My finger twitched, I'm so sorry. Some spend a single night, others stay for a month. Most of my guests don't stay long. They leave as soon as they're back on their feet. As soon as they've found housing. As soon as they work out whatever caused them to leave home in the first place. Smile. There's always room, actually. I've never even been full. And that's why I've come to see you about. You and I, we're on the same wavelength. We're working for the common good. Her forehead creases again like a crumpled sheet. I may be wrong, of course. Am I? Not all that simple. Are you hunting the killer out of revenge? Before you can answer, she holds up a hand. I'm sorry. The reason doesn't really matter. What matters is the good that comes of it. He gives you a smile. Let me finish my little speech. Here are my rules, or requests if you would rather. Rule number 1. You can't mention my place to anyone you think may be in need of help. Once you drop them off, I ask them in, I talk to them, and I take care of them. You're free to go. You don't need to worry about me. I have my own security staff. Your passenger gives her arm a pat, as if she had a holster under her shirt. Your gaze locks with hers. She flashes you a meaningful smile, as if you were in the know. Rule number 2. If someone specifically asks you to bring them to my place, don't do it. Some of my guests are being pursued, hunted, and it would be a shame to let the wolf into the sheepfold. A bright smile from the back seat. You can feel her warmth. The scent of your passenger's perfume, orange blossom, simple and suggestive, hangs in the air. Pause. She's watching you intently. You pull over to the spot where you picked her up. Now I'm going to ask you once and for all. Do you want to help me? A simple yes or no will do. If it's a no, well then I'll have to find someone else. I have a question. No questions asked. I've told you everything you need to know. Take it or leave it. She smiles at you. So, what do you say? Yes. A smile lights up your passenger's face. Here's my card. She hands you the money for her fare along with her business card. You and I, we're going to do great things together. I can feel it. She exits the cab, a little squeal escaping for her as the cold strikes her full force. Oh! Good night. Try to stay warm. She vanishes now down a nearby side street. You sit there for a moment, business card in hand. You start the cab, a slow smile spreads over your face. No, the only reason I accepted it because this is a good way to get intel. If someone imagine if someone has intel and they're like, what if I can't? They'll get me. I can't. Whatever. Like the kind of the before, and it's like, what if I offer you a safe place where you can get away for sure? Oh man. Oh man. I'm telling you, this is. I'm gonna have to play the con game. All right. Oh, little boy. What's going on here? All right. All right. A cigarette. You want a cigarette? Amelia Schodenderfer? I need help. Oh, it's a little girl. Okay. The next passenger getting in your cab is chilled to the bone. Would you mind? You turn up the heat immediately. Thank you. Her teeth are chattering. She looks like she's at the end of her rope. Thank you. I've been wandering around the woods for 3 hours. She looks at you. I'm not a... Let her speak. She mumbles an almost inaudible thanks. She shuts her eyes for a second and enjoys the warmth. Where to? Nowhere. Here, actually. I need your help, if you're willing. You lean over to her. If I can be of help. Yes, I think I lost my cat. Oh no. Oh no. He ran off in the woods. Would you mind helping me look for him? You nod. I'll look left and you look right. Oh, sorry. I'll look left and you look right. You start to drive very slowly. You should be able to hear him. He's, wounded. He opens the window. A gust of icy cold air fills the cab. Wounded? Yes. He broke his paw a few weeks ago and I came out here so he could stretch his legs a bit. But he got scared and ran away. Surprising because he knows the place. He flashes you a smile. Oh shoot, I didn't see what I clicked. Young lady freezes. Oh, I said what's his name, okay. His name is Vincennes, like the woods. Since that's where I found him. She looks away. You've been doing this job for a while? A few years now. Nice. Okay. For several minutes, silence fills the cab. From time to time, she sticks her head out the window and calls her cat. Petite! 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 She catches you looking at her in the rearview mirror and looks back out the window. Vincennes! Vincennes! Say nothing. Some time passes and you can tell your passenger is uncomfortable, almost as if she felt cramped in the back seat. She avoids your gaze and you avoid looking at her. She abruptly hits the seat next to her. Okay, fine. I must confess something. It's not exactly my cat. Whose cat is it then? She smirks. I'm a vet student and the cat is from the lab at school. It escaped. If I don't find it, I'll get a really bad grade and have to repeat a year. And if I have to repeat a year, my parents won't pay for school anymore. My mother and father are very reputable veterinarians. I can't let them down. Say nothing. It explains why that cat was so smart. She's secretly a lab student looking for an enhanced cat, but she's trying to play dumb. I'm not giving up that cat. He was nice to me. He stroked my legs. She lowers her gaze. Her voice is soft and muffled. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This kind of thing never happens. Usually the cats are... She cuts her sentence short and looks outside. I thought I saw something. Keep driving. You've never driven this slowly in the Bois de Vinicius. From time to time, your passenger looks like she's seen or heard something. She hits the seat abruptly. Over there! I can hear him! You stop the taxi. The tires squeal softly on the gravel. Your passenger runs off into the night. You wait for her for a second and begin to hear the cat's cries. The meows are harrowing, painful. Your passenger reappears without the cat. What's going on? She's obviously in shock, staring ahead into nothingness. The cat, it's terrible. What's happening? The cat was... She finally shuts her eyes and catches her breath. We were in the middle of dissecting the cats when this one woke up and ran away. He's half open. She lowers her head so you can't see her tears. I can't leave him like that, but I can't bring him back. He's suffering too much. Her hands are shaking. The meowing in the distance curdles your blood. I'm so confused. Say nothing. Best thing to do. I fucked up. We must not have given it enough. Shit. How am I going to explain this? How? What if I... She shakes her head. I can't. I just can't. It's dying. All alone. It's... You can't stay quiet. Listening to the cat meowing to death. There aren't exactly 1,000 solutions. She raises her head. I know. I'll wait for you here. She snaps harshly back into reality. I have to do this. We're not allowed to operate on live animals. I broke the rules. Her sentence fades out. I'm going to do this. She gets out of the cab. Door slams. Her footsteps squeak on the gravel. Then on grass. Even with your headlights on, you can't see anything that's happening. The cat meows one last time. Time passes and your passenger returns. She gets into the back seat. She looks petrified. You turn the key in the ignition. Start driving. Your passenger is seeking, but her voice sounds far away. I live on Rue de Constrecarpe. You nod. A few minutes later, you leave the Bois de Vinicius. Sorry. The city goes by. You feel like it's only just been built. Just settled in. You're shaking a little. In the back seat, your passenger starts to sob. I'm so sorry. If I had known, I wouldn't have... Listen. You stare right at her. You're not far from your destination now. You want nothing more than to smoke a cigarette. Forget all this. Move on. Your voice immediately betrays how tired you are. I can't tell her to stop worrying about it. You are responsible. Put more pressure on her. Let's stop talking about it. Won't make the turmoil be over. Leave it be. These are all words. None of these are... Oh, man. Oh, man. Stop talking about it. It's the best thing I can do. The less we talk about it, the better. Sorry, I had to cough. Okay. There's a time for talking and a time for... You let go of the steering wheel a second, searching for the right words. A time for silence. Say it as kindly as possible. She nods slowly. It's over now. Believe me, the quicker you put this behind you, the better it will be for everyone. Everyone. Shadow in the street catches your attention. Its height, that hair. Okay. You're right. For a second, you thought you'd seen your brother. The less we talk about it. The shadow has vanished. In the back, your passenger doesn't finish her sentence. Silence fills the cab again. You keep driving in silence, paying no attention to the movements in the back seat. When you pull up to the address she gave you, she pays her fares without another word. She opens the door and gets out of the taxi. After a few meters, she freezes. Everything okay? She almost jumps when she hears your voice and walks towards her building. 5 seconds go by, slowly, before she hurries, head bowed, towards her building. Disappears behind a large wooden door. You suppose she lives in one of the old maid's chambers on the top floor. Yeah, something was really suspicious and off about that. I don't exactly believe it. That's crazy. It's crazy. Alright. What about Mr. Movie Star? That's what this guy looks like, right? Our gas is still good. We're barely even halfway, so we're fine. But yeah, let's talk to Mr. Movie Star. See what he's all about. The shape on your right reminds you of the night you were attacked. When light fully illuminates it, we will not see the rest of the conversation. Port de Versailles. Peter DJ Watson Covello. Oh man. The door opens and your passenger collapses in the back seat. His eyes are hidden behind a pair of large dark glasses. His clothes reek of sweat and booze. A clubber. He mumbles his destination and you start driving. A few words are exchanged. The weather, taxes, traffic. Then, you can tell it's coming. The inevitable conversation about the killer. Some bits of information, rumors, things overheard. You make a mental note of what you've heard. Who knows? It might come in handy. Your mind wanders. Your eyes vaguely scan the store windows. The sodium light coming off the street lamps feel like it's dripping into your brain. You're falling asleep. You need a bit of music to keep you awake. Ask your passenger. Ask him. It's the passenger's thing. You glance at your passenger. You mind if I put on a little music? He waves his hand as if to say, who cares? You turn the radio on by pressing the dial to find a station you like. 80s rock ballad. Too soft. Behind you, your passenger is snoring. Barely, but you can hear him. Atonal classical music. Sounds like the orchestra is badly tuned. Rye? Not tonight. 2 journalists discussing new evidence in the investigation into the judge's murders. The information they share, salon talk, nothing more. Seems of importance nonetheless. An ad interrupts the torrent of words and you change the station. Classical music again. The flute grates on your ears. Electronic music. You like the rhythm, but just aren't in the mood. Stop. You lift your hand from the dial. The music plays on. Not bad. Turn it up so I can hear it better. I didn't want to wake you. His voice sounds like it's coming from a deep cavern. I wasn't sleeping, just sobering up. He leans forward. Not bad at all. You hear the touch of an accent, probably an American, but someone who's lived most of his life in France. Leave it on until they say the musician's name. The music continues. There's some turning into the background, a persistent melody that gets higher and higher. Your client mumbles, I bet. The song is coming to an end, and the announcer, in a piercing foghorn voice, throws out the name of a DJ you've never heard of. DJ Blunt. I knew it. You like his stuff? Yeah, it's good product. It's pretty conveniently structured, but it's super popular. He snickers. Still, I taught that dude everything he knows. Everything. In '94, at the party in the Rex Club, there was this kid who started buying me rounds. He waves his hand around. A kid no older than 17. I thought he was hitting on me. He chuckles. You would have been disappointed. He shakes his head. No, he wanted me to teach him how to spin. I told him no, but you can watch. And that's exactly what he did, every week until we moved to the Osiris. He sold X to pay his wage in. He briefly snickers. And now he's on the radio. Silence fills the cab. Weighted silence. You can tell your passenger's mind is spinning. You know what he did this summer? He was the opener for the soccer championship at Stade de France. It was huge. Wonder what people do if they knew he was selling drugs at 17. He lowers his voice a bit. They only knew. Your passenger clams up. But now on the road. You notice a woman crossing the street at the crosswalk. She speeds up as she walks by, two men talking loudly. We ran each other in Ibiza for 4 or 5 years ago. You almost jump at the sound of his voice. I was spinning in this little club. Yeah, really little, but it was something. He totally ignored me, of course. Even with those dark glasses, you can see how angry he is. DJ motherfucking cunt. He suddenly starts waving his arms around. He rummages through his pockets as he says, your radio. Can I take a flash drive? Can it take a flash drive, sorry. You glance at your radio. You don't really know what he's talking about. No, I don't know. No, only CDs? It's a taxi cab, right? So I assume not. No worries. He lays his phone in the space between the two front seats. Listen to this. It's what I played tonight. It's mine. He sets his phone to play. But, you know, people were barely dancing. A drum machine playing a hard-edged beat in the background. They were taking each other's picture. 4 notes start to dance in the cab. They barely touched. Never kissed anyone anymore. Perfect dance beat becomes progressively audible. All that. Purely electric crescendo plays. It's over. There's a break in the music. Synthesized strings calm the song down without slowing it down. At least, the song getting intense again. Explodes as your passenger drifts off. I got people dancing. The song keeps going for another minute, then stops. Your passenger doesn't budge. You drive to the rhythm of his snoring. The sound fills the cab. Ideas are bouncing through your head, like they do every time you find yourself alone. This guy in the back seat is too old to be young. You look at your own hands. They look like they're suddenly aging in time lapse. You close your eyes for a second. Only a second. When you open them, you've reached your destination and have pulled over to the sidewalk. You tap your passenger's knees and he wakes with a start. Shit, yeah? We're here, sir. Ah, yes, great. He rummages through his pockets and hands you a few rumpled bills for fare. Thanks, I hope you like it. Silence. The music, my music, the song I played you. I should have been in the spotlight, you see? 15 minutes of fame. Just a minute of... Baffles a burp. Hear him mumble as he leaves the taxi. Whiskeys and oranges are really screwing with my system. You see him stagger towards his building. It takes him several tries to get the door open. He finally disappears inside. Oh, you heave a long sigh. Okay, come on. Take. And I think that's it. Is that all I can do for today? Yeah. Night 2. You now know more about your clients. Check the Passadex menu for more details. Awesome. Company cut, car maintenance, losses, 121. Oh, because that's what I paid earlier, right? Hey. So I didn't do too bad. Great. At the foot of your front door, just behind a drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. You take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope, you find more information, just as Bousset promised. You lay them on the table. You look at the new evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. You're suddenly overcome with a desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids, and let out a yawn. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Oh man. Picture of crime scene 4. It looks like a shell. Police report victim 1. Police report victim 2. Oh man, there's only certain times? Oh snap. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Victim 3 was a colonel of the Junta, the process. Victim 3 known to have tortured prisoners. Lost her parents to the Argentina Junta, the process. And the victim 3 was a colonel. Ah, more things point to her. Time is up. Oh man. That really does put him. Alright, we'll put those together. Homeless man that was seen. Yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Victim 3 escaped from Argentina in the 80s. Oh. Killer fought with victim 1. Killer's height is... Whoa, this says killer's height is smaller than... This says killer height is bigger than... What? First 3 victims files. Part of the police leaked 2 years ago. Victim 2 killed an Algerian man. Never arrested. Huh. Yeah, let's put these again back where near each other. But this is killer's height. What? That's really weird. Again, that goes to everyone, so I'm not super worried about that. Bent bullet case. Oh, that's the one that I saw. A rare gun used in the 70s. Oh, this is a new one. Message on crime scene linked to the process. Man, a lot of things point to Claudia. That's for sure. But again, they said the person with the most doesn't mean that they necessarily have. So I need to make sure to retire a little bit earlier next time. Man. That sucks. Okay. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You pull open the sofa bed, which unfolds with a pleasant creak. You collapse onto the mattress. The events of the day running through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It's slowly filling up. You wipe your hand over your face like it'll help sleep come. Your fingers are shaking. Stressed, probably. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. And suddenly you're asleep. You open one eye. You stretch slowly. It's already nighttime out. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 3. Oh man, okay. So that's gonna be it, guys. I apologize for ending it here, but this is where we're gonna be stopped. Holy crap. Night Call is an amazing game. Look at these potential people. Look, there's an actual finite number of people you can meet. This is an amazing game. I'm super into this game right now. It's called Night Call. It's on Steam for PC, or if you have the Xbox Game Pass, which is 15 bucks, guys, you can get Night Call on your Xbox or on your PC. Actually, I'm not sure if it's on Xbox. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on the Xbox, but you can get it for PC for $15 if you want to do it like that, or you can pay the full price on Steam to support developers a little bit more. This is a really amazing game. Like, I'm fully into this, and if you guys want to see me play more of this game, I will happily do it. Happily. Just let me know that you want to see more of this game, and I will definitely play it, because it is amazing. I'm getting super into this. I want to know what happens next. So let me know if you guys want to see more of this. By all means, go support it yourself. There's so many. This is literally a choose your own adventure type thing. Like, there's so many options. There's so many people to see. There's so many different orders. And it could all be random. There's more cases. This is just called The Judge. There's like, there was 3 more stories that we saw, right? So there's so much to this game. 100% it's amazing. Let me know if you want to see more. That'll be it from me. And I hope you have a great night. Thanks for watching, everybody.